If you are, first of all, considering whether or not your friend is a real friend or a fake friend, that itself is already a red flag. How to know if you have real friends or if your friends are fake. I just came back from a surprise birthday party that I hosted for one of my closest friends. And I just thought, wow, I feel so blessed to have come to a point in my life where I feel like my friends are just my family. And it just feels so natural because we each don't have to act in a certain way or try to please the other person to stay friends with them or to even put in, to try to become friends with them because it's just so natural. If you are, first of all, considering if whether or not your friend is a real friend or a fake friend, that itself is already a red flag. I feel like you shouldn't even be thinking about that. If you're thinking about that, that means you have certain signs in your brain that's telling you, ding, 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 maybe that friend is not so real. I have gone through so many different friend groups in my life, and this is the first time that I have really sustained like a long-term friendship that I have never felt so close to. Because I've moved around a lot my entire life, like probably almost every single year we moved to a different school, different area, different country, because of my dad's work. I always didn't have a long-term friend. I don't really have a childhood friend because of that. In high school, I think that's when I started having like a friend that I was friends with for more than a year. But I ended up cutting them off. Why? How to know if your friend is not real. First off, they do not praise when you are winning. They are not happy when you are doing something better than them. Let that sink in because not everyone will always praise of your wins. They will feel bad for you when something bad happens to you. They can cry for you, they can be with you and empathize with you, but see their reactions and see their behaviors when you are doing something well in your life, like you achieved something. Really see their behavior. If it's like, oh my God, congratulations, and that's kind of it, you could tell. Every human being can tell if they're being genuine or not. If they are not praising with you for your achievements and for the good things that's happened to you in your life, fake friend. Second off, they will not be putting in the effort to come and support you. And what I mean by support is like not just supporting for, just meeting up with you to hang out or to go chill or go eat something. Like, we're not talking about that kind of support. I'm talking about, let's say if your family has a really important ceremony or your sister is performing at a concert or something and you invited them. Would they be willing to come and support you? And if they really are your true friend, they would come support you and for the people that you love and for the things that you love. If you have some sort of an art gallery or you're hosting something, they know how much effort you've put into this and how much passion you have for this. They should come and support you. Third, real friends will always make sure that you are not making bad decisions in your life because they want truly the best for you. Now, this is different from cutting you off. If a friend cuts you off because they believe that you're going in the wrong path, fake friend. No trust. Zero trust. Real friends will stick by you and help you get through it and help you get through those difficult moments in your life. And they will want to be with you and by your side no matter how low you go in. But they will tell you and they will confront you that you're not going the right path. Doesn't mean that they'll leave you. They will stick by you until the end. Next, when you're with a real friend, you just feel so comfortable. You do not need to act in a certain way or talk a certain way. You can tell them your deepest vulnerabilities and still feel safe. I felt like I had to only tell them the good stuff and not the bad stuff. And trust me, I know how it feels to want to impress everyone around you, not because of whether you feel comfortable or safe or not. Like, you're just someone who doesn't like to disappoint, especially your loved ones. I get that because I'm the oldest in my family. I don't like to disappoint people. So I don't like to tell people my downs. But guess what? Your real friends, or this could apply in a relationship too, your boyfriend who is truly the one, you should feel comfortable telling them your vulnerabilities. And you should know that they will support you no matter what. Because real friends will always stick for you. Not because of what you bring to the table, not because of what type of experiences that they can benefit from you. None of that. It's because they like you for you. That means you do not have to try to satisfy your friends. You do not have to feel like you have to please your friends. You don't have to do anything, but your friends should still love you for who you are. They should still want to be with you and hang out with you, no matter how boring things get. Like, they should still be with you. Now, if the friends are not sticking with you through the ups and downs, highs and lows, through thick and thin, that means that you need better friends. Obviously, cutting people off is not easy. And I know how hard it is, especially when you've been friends with them for so long and you feel like you've told them like every little secret and you've gone through so many life roller coaster for so long. It's so hard. And I understand that. But in order to actually make room for friends who are going to be real and actually stick with you, you have to distance yourself from those friends. Cutting them off may be a little bit too difficult for some people. I know for me, it is a little bit easier to cut off just because when I feel like I'm holding on a string, I'm like constantly thinking, okay, I want to be with them. I want to talk to them again. I want to hang out with them. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe they're not so fake because we're all fake. Like, you know what I mean? But for some people, it's very difficult to cut it off cold turkey. My advice is just to start distancing yourself with them. If they try to make plans with you, just say, hey, I'm busy. I'm hanging out with my family. I'm hanging out with my sister. Now, if they can't respect the fact that you're hanging out with your friends and family and sister, like, that's also another red flag. They don't respect your boundaries. They don't respect your values. So again, it reaffirms why you have to distance yourself from this person. Tell them, hey, I'm busy, I'm hanging out with family. That's probably like the best, way to say it. Don't say like, hey, I'm busy because I have to study. Like, no. Like, they'll try to say, hey, you don't even study. Or they'll say like, I'll study with you. Like, let's do a study date together. And another thing that I've noticed is when you are like, you hang out with them, and sometimes like, there's always those fun moments where you're like laughing and just like joking around and jumping up and down. It's so fun, so much dopamine. But then when you have those moments of silence, you feel so awkward with them. It's very natural to feel awkward when there's silence, because I know there's some people who just feel silence is so uncomfortable. And I totally understand, especially those who are very extroverted. I feel like you can feel very, very uncomfortable in moments of silence. But I also think the best kind of friendships or relationships with people is like when you feel comfortable through the silence, when you feel like you don't have to do anything, but simply just being in their presence, or simply you being in their presence, it's already, it feels safe. It feels like sanctuary. It feels healing. It feels like just a sense of like bliss just by being next to each other. I feel like that is what a true friendship or relationship looks like. I'm drinking some hot tea. This is peach green tea. I've been really obsessed with this. So good. And I washed some strawberries. These are so fresh, guys. I'm obsessed. But look how humongous this is. This is like literally the size of my nose. It's humongous. Guys. So good. I want to say more, but I feel like you always need to leave a little bit behind for people to want to come to you and listen more. So I'm gonna end off the video here. I'm sorry that I'm talking with food inside of my mouth. Oh, really important thing. You should not feel guilty for being unapologetically yourself. And this includes like things that you say, like your comments. Because sometimes the things that you say, it could be taken offended by your friend. But if your friend honestly feels offended by every little thing that you say, that's definitely a red flag, because they should know that your intentions are pure. They should know that you don't say those comments to hurt them. Like, they know that in your heart you have the best interest in them, because that's how you feel about them and you expect them to feel about you. But if they're offended by literally everything you say, definitely a red flag. And don't be guilty for being yourself. Like, seriously, sometimes, like, I know I definitely go through this too, because I feel like when I was friends with fake friends, I would always come back home and think about and reflect on myself, like, did I, whatever I said to this girl, like, was that offensive? Like, would she find this offensive? Was this mean? And I was just so anxious around her, because I would always feel like, oh, maybe I offended her. Honestly, red flag. You shouldn't need to feel anxious and guilty for literally every single moment that you're with them, and like walking on eggshells, because that's not a friendship. That's like literally a servant. Like, you're treating this like royalty, this queen of a friend, and you're a maid, being so scared and anxious that you might disturb the queen. Like, we're equals, we're the same. I don't need to feel like I'm walking on eggshells and always feeling guilty in whatever I do. Red flag. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel.